to carry, they get right in the Wraith King.
I was honestly in the same accord as Quinn. I thought they were going to put the kotl mid and look for something else that can make moves, because I'm a little worried if their support duo not being able to actually like make moves around the map. I think it's more going to be all the pressure on Armel to be this ganker. So, I mean, we'll see if it ends up working. I did think that they would switch things up as well.
Oh, look at this already, Fnatic. They're able to step up. Ooh,
yeah, this
goodness, Yuragi.
This lane is brutal, as we've seen multiple times from Tundra, how much damage it's able to dish out early.
Yeah, we'll have that Blade Fury to rely on in situations where things start to look a little scary against the Doom Visage. But as you saw outside of that, huge amount of damage can be done by this duo. Also, Fnatic, with DJ's aggression, was able to get in and pick that bounty rune up, so they'll start with the 3 bounties.
The other thing about the Jug is, too, you can offset a lot of this damage with your healing board, right? So that's probably what we'll see Yuragi even scale up at level 2. Be able to just constantly spam that. We see Kaigo also starts with Basti, so he's going to be able to keep that mana up with the Jug. And let's see how this top lane does, too, because it is a pretty passive lane with the Enigma there. And Jabs as well as DJ could definitely get some big kills, at least onto him. And slow down Yuragi's farm. Yeah, mid. BZM with an excellent start. 4 and 3 for the 1 of the Ember.
Let's see how well this matchup plays out. And down on the bottom half of things, any sort of expectations from when you see these two duos meet head to head?
I guess we could see maybe see either heroes die, either lane. This is a very chaotic lane. I think there's going to be a lot of trading going on.
I think Ice, of course, definitely going to be on step. We've seen the last few times he's been able to get that hero through the draft. He's had some insane performances. And of course, as a veteran player and a player that's played on many stages in front of many crowds, there's every reason to believe that we've got to keep our eyes out for some big moves, some big shackle shots to come out from him again this match.
Seb's name at the moment also in game. I have to point this one out. You don't see it because it says Seb, but he's best zoomer mid laner. So that's BZM, I believe, that he's trying to keep his nickname as. So kind of fun nickname him. And speaking of BZM, we're talking about how well he's doing in mid. 10-4 to the 6-1. Continue to smash in mid.
Slow start here for Arna. Every reason to believe that he'll have those abilities to catch up, especially once the Flame Guard be able to clear through those small camps and catch up in CS, no problem.
Shipping his counterpart in the lane.
Top lane, but so far looks like there's not been too much struggle to hit the creeps. Let's see if they can try and make a bit of a move on to Jabs. The Malik goes into the Blade Fury. I don't think there's any time for this Visage. That was the burst of blood for the two of them.
They seem to do this a lot with the Enigma. Even though it's more of your passive style hero laning phase, they seem to pair it with something that tends to be able to get a kill early on. So nicely done. And bottom is also, saying it's kind of volatile. It can go either way. I think it's more likely that the Fnatic heroes actually die on this side versus the Sep Windranger and Amar. Overwhelming damage, 2 different forms of control. And as he said, he's just toying with John well right now.
Fnatic, they've definitely got to be careful top. I mean, that is with their level 1 Blade Fury, so now the damage is going to be stepped up to the level 3 Yuragi.
That's going to be a boost very early. Really slow hero in the off-lane Visage. 285 movement speed. Something that definitely gave time. Also Doom, to be honest. 285 on both of these heroes. And some of these slower heroes in there.
I'm out of bottle charges in the mid. Got to be cautious. Still has a couple of tangos to play with. Can't play. They can look at it. He's able to set up once more. With that damage, the Blade Fury is an easy kill onto Jabs. OG getting the kills here for Yuragi in this early laning stage.
He has to do the walk of shame back. This lane is already broken. Jug free farm. And they're not going to be able to really pressure him at all. The lane that we've seen Tundra so many times in particular be able to pressure with versus almost anybody. OG has found a solution for it, it seems.
Absolutely, Fnatic not having the same sort of success with this duo so far in the laning stage.
And look at Armel has to go back to base. So BZM and continue to have absolute free farm in the mid lane. And he has some very nice side lanes he can gank as an early high-level tango. Ganking a Visage that's under-leveled, you're very squishy. Tanking even a Wraith King who's having a bit of a tough time, you'll be able to shred through him.
And sort of from Fnatic's side of things, where do their strengths lie? At what point, what timing are they going to look to make moves themselves? Is it a more passive lineup? I mean, which heroes are going to be the playmakers?
I thought it was going to be Armel. His skill build indicates that he's not really going to be playing the playmaker.
He gets a bit.
By the shield crash too. It's okay.
Continue to dive him, but deep with Seb coming across towards the mid. Top lane, DJ is number 1 for these two.
Oh boy.
This top lane going very, very well here for OG. They managed to find 3 kills out of it so far.
Amar now just being left alone bottom. Looks like he's like, okay, don't worry about me. Seb, you go sit on the mid lane. Keep shutting down Armel. He's gonna get 6 before this Ember Spirit is on the Pango too, so they'll be able to set up for a kill pretty easily on the Ember. He's gonna get his bottle refilled. But yeah, I'm surprised that I see Armel go for this skill build. I really thought he was gonna do the slight chain build this game, so he can set up on these side lanes potentially. So
bottom.
Now they have no answer to this Pango.
Try and get aggressive on Amar whilst he's on his own, but indeed he's at a point where he can walk it on hard. Oh no, not again!
Another one!
It's gonna be another one! This top lane! It ain't been great here for Fnatic. That's 4 deaths now.
They're making it
on this top side of the map. That's Yuragi on a killing spree, 5 minutes in.
They're making it look easy, Owen.
That's a rough half of the map up here. Jab's getting little to any farm at all out of this matchup, and yeah, Yuragi already 3-0-1 as the safe lane Juggernaut.
It can be sometimes like a greedy lane too, right? With the Enigma, but able to get kills out of it, no longer greedy. This is going to prove problematic for Fnatic in the mid game. A farmed Enigma with levels, a Jug who's got free farm and kills. Every lane is just dominant for them so far.
Rough start indeed. Already coming up to a 2k advantage for OG around the 5 minutes. Fnatic they've got to slow down the bleeding. They can't afford to lose any more lives on that top lane.
Armel, 6-6. Arcane Rune will be taken by Seb.
And making it even less likely that Armel's going to be able to find those early rotations. BZM, he's ready to go top. DJ could be in trouble. He's definitely in trouble. The Malefice, okay, maybe TP. No, it's not going to work. Of course, Thunder's there at the ready. BZM making sure the DJ has no chance of escape. They just cannot catch a break up here, DJ and Jabs.
Raven bottom also.
Well, they're going to, that's spear there. Looking him over to the side. Just a fair bit of damage. Not enough to take him down. He has a lot of one charges as well. Right back up top, Jab.
Yuragi 6.
I mean, he's looking for the opportunity to get him with the ultimate. Jab's trying his best to juke around the trees.
Doing a good job.
He's hiding pretty nicely, but there's the ult. Another one for Yuragi. 4-0-1. I think at this point, you just gotta write off this top lane if you're Fnatic. This is not the place to be.
I don't know what you do actually at this point. You can't even bring a third hero there.
Armel's gonna try and see if he can do something.
But Armel has slight flame guard. He's not like some slight chain where he can maybe set up for a kill. Yuragi, he's got 6-6. He could just if he feels at a threat.
Panic.
They've got to switch something up, Fnatic. This lane setup has not worked out for them on the top side. Maybe Armel will continue to set up a bit. I think they're going to let Jab take some space from the mid lane.
They have to change something. If they send him up there again, it's already disaster. It's already disaster. They send him up there again, the game is probably just over. Level 4 Visage, 7 minutes. They're ready. 2k gold lead already. Pango free farm. And Amars who's been left alone mostly in the bottom lane. Also kind of up there with the free farm.
And as we've seen, Fnatic, it's not like they're able to punish the fact that Amar's on his own.
No. And their thing is their supports don't really gank that well. As we were talking about in the beginning too. The Kotl and the Doom, they're more about depending on your cores to be able to make those type of plays and they can follow up with something. Especially until Doom hits 6. We're seeing concerns moving into these next few moments for Fnatic.
They've got to try and slow things down.
I mean, Armel he goes up here to alleviate the pressure for the Visage, but now he's the one getting pushed away.
BZM teasing with the idea of maybe diving Jabs, but Jabs will be able to pull back far enough. He's got drawn well by his side.
He's barely getting anything in the mid lane either, though.
Yeah, Seb heading over as well. Also ready to look for a shackle opportunity. If they catch someone behind the tower, they'll be ready to roll in for him.
Fnatic sees it all coming too, but there's nothing they can really do to prevent this. They're gonna just blast the waves, but that means Visage now has to leave the mid lane, and poor Jab, has to go back toward top.
I'll swap things back over. Maybe they can find a chance for some action around Armel in the mid.
Even scouting the stacks, was expecting to see that they were setting some up with the Kotl. He's gonna be stolen immediately from OG.
Top lane Jabs!
He just got back here!
He just can't be it! It's not the place to be! Another death for Jabs. 0-5-0 in the first 9 minutes. This is definitely one of the rougher offlane openings we've seen in this tournament. This is rough.
He keeps doing the voice like, you again. Oh, poor Jab.
It's a tough time for him up there.
Right, that's gonna change any idea they had about this game. Like the Visage usually has a pretty strong early game. He literally has no early game. So they're gonna have to try to bring Jabs back in somehow.
If he can turn his game around, it's gonna be an incredible recovery.
I'm very worried for the moment.
7-0. OG 3k up right now. Very solid hold of the game out of these lanings stages, and OG to amp up the pressure. Yuragi's got his ult back online, so they can look to get in aggressive and look for kill opportunities.
Tiger's already 6 as well. Level 6 and level 8 on the Jug. Pretty ridiculous to have this type of experience spread. Even looking to steal even more this time.
He's going to just get back off. Tiger's just going to lock him down. Oh, he's a rolling thunder. There's no hesitation there from OG to keep the kills rolling in. They drop their ults for Armel.
It's a disaster, Owen.
It's rough.
Even getting an arcane rune now, BZM, he has defusal done in 200. He's going to one-shot some of these heroes, perhaps with Swashbuckle. Jabs, he's hit 6. He's finally got, at least he's got his familiars online. But a lot of damage has been done in these first 10 minutes.
Sort of the silver lining for Fnatic being that Raven is getting far.
Yes.
He's sort of been on his own little island down on the bottom half of the map in that safe lane. He's hitting the creeps.
A big silver lining though, because Gango's about to have defusal versus a Wraith King at about the 11-minute mark. So, mana pool, lackluster.
Smoke from Fnatic.
They're gonna try.
They're looking for kills. They're looking for Armel to find some action. Maybe he can go for Tiger. He's gonna try. Diving in. Harvest is there though. Tiger able to dodge the blast. They've got to really commit to get this kill. He's trying his best to juke the map, but he should still die here. So Fnatic, they'll finally get themselves a kill on the board.
Able to poke the tower a little bit too. It is the 5 position, but gotta get themselves on the board somehow. Alright, defusal. BZM's got it. He's got ult available. He's got arcane. They're going to look for every single fight.
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That has to be the fastest defusal as well, I want to say, that we've had perhaps at this tournament, because that is unbelievably early, if not the second.
Oh, they're going straight for jabs.
Dyer's top tower.
Jab.
Gonna be fine this time. That's a big one they find.
Okay.
Yuragi. Very nice kill for Fnatic. They may lose heroes for it. BZM will get drawn well. Get more DJs out with the TP. He'll make it away. So good hit there from Fnatic. Finding Yuragi in a hit two of a dangerous spot.
And the full tower. Very important when they have this type of lineup. Not really able to hit those buildings early on. Raven.
They've caught him. They can take him down. They're twice moving there. Even if they'll need to, they're burning through that mana. He'll pop the one charges.
They got it.
They got him. They burned enough mana. He's not going to have a chance to come back for a second life then.
The defusal put it to work immediately versus that very ready to take Mar. We've been seeing a lot of these amazing Mars players been missing their spears. It just seems to be happening at this major. Either way, gets the kill, and Amar, he has Blink Dagger already done this Mars too. Top of the net worth.
See if Fnatic can hold that tier 1 tower here in the mid. The big push coming in from OG.
DD as well.
No Black Hole to worry about still for 40 seconds. Jabs! The side is get caught by the shackle, but Yuragi's getting burst pretty low by the sleight of fist spam hit from Armel. Yuragi's got to back off from Fnatic. They'll be able to hold their tier 1 for a little longer.
They have good spam. If the kotl with the Ember, they should be able to hold on to at least the mid tower for some decent time. Raven does get to go top, get himself some breathing room too.
Definitely being able to slow things down a little bit here, Fnatic. OG, that 2k lead they built up at around 5 minutes in, it's still the same. So Fnatic managing to make sure that they don't lose any further lives, specifically that as well of jabs. Managed to find this sort of safe area where he's cleaning up the triangle, swinging over towards the mid lane as well.
And they've got it for more of a farmy style. Armel now he's going to start putting points in chains, having the 3 points in flame guards. We'll see what that's causing. He has that high net worth because of it, rather than looking for all this setup on gank. Oh, Amar actually switched it up. He had the blink, but he had the gold for it, but he buys the mid climber. Maybe feels like he doesn't need the blink just yet. It was a little too early for him.
Yeah, they'll finish off this tower down here, OG.
Bottom tower has fallen.
See what they can go for next to set up this top side. Fnatic's managed to make this very safe space for Raven to get away. They're farming pretty freely.
And DJ has a blink out of nowhere. Blink and then straight away with the Doom.
Time to look for kills.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They've got a fantastic jump here between the two of them. The Boom and the Ember Spirit. If they get on top of any of these heroes, especially if Doom comes down before any reaction like a spin, they should have the kill. Straight away, they'll look for a Mar. Doom's dropped down. There's going to be very little chance for escape for this Mars. Fnatic making the moves.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, look at that tips already. Spicy. All 3 onto Amar. He's not phased.
He's keeping his cool.
Very quick though by DJ. Somehow finding this blink timing, even though top was pretty disastrous, you could say. Very good timing for him. And finding any core at this point, super worth it to do. OG, I don't think they're too fussed. I think it's still just, the name of the game is just still farming up, as they do still have that top net worth, and the lead that they got out of lanes is pretty massive. This is kind of a 4 position at this point.
They're trying to get with the smoke set. BZM making their way through the jungle. It's Armel that's pushed out here on his own for now.
They have such an overwhelming amount of damage on OG. Anyone they find is easily brought down.
If they can catch this, the Ember. Yamar tries for a spear there through the trees, but won't quite get the connection, so Armel's back to safety. Still mid lane, that's where OG are looking for action. Tiger blinks that kotl at the ready. Doesn't want to really use it just for a kotl, wants something bigger, I'd imagine.
They do really want to push this tower down, though. They want to try to find General somewhere. He's being quite pesky.
I mean, Armel's going to turn up to, again, continue with the slight fist spam, try and hold back this push.
They'll finish it this time with the spin, perhaps.
Armel's trying to get over towards the backline, essentially, but he's walked straight into towards Tiger. Good job he has the remnant at the ready. Tiger was eyeing up the opportunity to use the black hole, but Armel plays it safe up to the side. BZM will trap. Gone well.
Ooh.
Okay. And he's out. Oh, very, very nice there for John Well. Lovely little dodge. As he gets out,
won't be so lucky,
he won't be as lucky. They're in with the Malefice jabs. He'll go down yet again.
He really can't catch a break this game. He's never really going to get tanky enough to deal with this lineup either, as I think we were mentioning on the panel. So many different things to just instantly break his break. He's got Spin, he's got the Pango, he's got the Wind Ranger, even instances from Enigma too. So the game for jabs are going to continue to be incredibly difficult. It's probably just going to be the aura. I mean, that's what we've seen from Visage anyway, but fully emphasize on auras this game.
See this again, that lovely little bit of play from John Well as he's round the trees, nothing for the WWE. He got hit of Malefice about to come in towards the end.
Good animation, yeah.
Very, very nice escape. Not as nice, of course, for Jabs. Maybe if he goes down there, Jabs might have the chance to escape. So Jabs is probably going to be a little upset with that one.
I was about to say that, yeah. So they actually get the bigger kill because kotl TP's out. So. 4K lead, OG continues to grow it, but Raven, as you said, having that good game. So it's pretty much matching, if not about to.
It's a good set up top. And they're going to get the jump in. It's done as well. DJ with the opener, Seb. Try and run from this, but Armel, a couple of toys forward into the chains. Seb surely should burn down to this as they'll finish him off. Armel getting another hit, 4-1-0. Doing a really good job on this Ember Spirit, especially with the backup of DJ, finding opportunities, finding these pickoffs to make sure that Fnatic don't pull any further behind his team.
It has to be the Ember Spirit this game. And I think they're very fortunate to have DJ being this farmed as well, that he can follow up with him all the time. Soon BKB done.
Solid space for Raven. Raven still up there, level with the cores of OG. He's getting all the farm he needs with the Raid King. Only going down the once. It's just been one time round that OG was really able to use that early defusal to really punish Raven. Other than that, Fnatic playing in a way that's keeping this area that Raven's in consistently protected, and OG they're not really able to find the Raid King alone.
It's very OG though, you know, just sit back, farm, let them come to you and make the mistakes, and this is kind of how they play a lot of their games. They're still an aggressive team, but if they're given the space to farm, they'll take it. Amar, as I said, BKB done, looking at the blink next, pretty close to it. BZM has his blink too, so there's so many different forms of initiation on the side of OG right now.
Quick moves from Fnatic. They want to try and do something with the BKB reveal on Armel as well as the DD in the bottle.
DD, and they have Doom ready too.
Dude, if DJ gets to jump, they'll certainly get the kill.
Have to be careful of the counter initiation, depending on who they jump. As we said, multiple blink daggers on the side of OG to go for initiation.
See them smoke up themselves, head towards the triangle of Fnatic. Raven was in the area momentarily, but he's now starting to make his way over towards the safe area of the jungle, close to his teammates. OG unlikely to find a kill. Another explosive item here added to the tools of Fnatic as Raven does have the Desto done. OG, they'll look to use this smoke movement to head into the Roche pit. Fnatic on the other side of the map, it will take them a bit of time to get over here if they even suspect that it's going down.
They should be able to get it in time. And they have healing ward, so full HP. Might even be able to fight right afterwards.
Definitely a scary area for Fnatic to turn up to, even if they did, of course, with all the AoE team fight from OG. Definitely a little bit superior to Fnatic when it comes to a 5-on-5 with the heroes they have in play. Armel start to head over. I know that OG's continuing to force this Roshan down. Fnatic, they can't get close enough. They get the kill. Now they're going to jump over the side. They'll drop the black hole. Look to lock down the Ember on these. They throw it all. Everything to make sure that Armel doesn't have a fight to play. Jackal over to the side. They catch out John well as well.
No hesitation. Literally just throw everything onto the Ember. They know he's the only one who's been having the game. And Armel, that one's been too far. OG identifying that it's not a fight. It's just Armel trying to poke and maybe steal something. We see the shard, of course, coming into play. Super Savage gets the follow-up gust onto the kotl. They don't care. They just throw everything in the kitchen sink onto him. They know how important Armel is at this point in the game.
It was always going to be a bit of a risk with him stepping up. I mean, even as it was, he didn't really have the full team behind him. It was a risky play. Maybe if you know, if he got the BKB off and was able to dodge the black hole, could have tried to zip in and steal the Aegis. But it wasn't to be. As OG continuing to hold their lead, the Aegis on Yuragi, they could certainly look to step up the aggression, look to try and push for more of these towers. DJ and Raven in the mid.
Mars buys Blink, tells it immediately, buys middle door. So no Blink on the Mars this game. Since he has, as we said, 3 different forms of Blink initiation, it feels already on his team. Going for something different, going for something more greedy, going for the Lincolns for his teammates. Block that too.
Armel's starting to play around with OG top. The rest of Fnatic smoking up in the mid to try and join him. We'll be out of time there as BZM attempts to get that Blink Rolling Thunder connection. Now back over to join the rest of the team. DJ can get a good doom off.
I think this is where Fnatic can look for the fight.
See DJ's gonna jump on BZM, but he jumps into the Rolling Thunder. So won't be able to get any of the time to kill.
Now he's got trouble.
DJ back. They're on top of him with the Blade Fury. Tries to get some sort of spell off, but he cannot do so. Yuragi and BZM take him out. Over to the side, Zeb does fall as Raven gets in. They have the control, they take out the Wind Ranger.
Big mistake though from DJ. Over-blinking into
He's got the arena ready. He's going to be able to trap them here. As Raven spins to the wall for now. Over to the side, the Visage jab trying to focus out BZM and Tiger. Helgian goes to the side. Armel convinced him with the BKB. They'll bring Tiger down. DJ stops in. Zoom down onto Amar. They're going to see if they can pick up more hit Fnatic as they continue to chase down OG. The birds they're in. The slam down over towards the Mars. Yuragi's trying to turn, but there's no one to get out of Amar. Mars falls. They come up with the ultimate from the Juggernaut, but there's so many units here to bounce around that Yuragi can't do enough damage to single target. The healer was taken out. Tiger from the side. He's brought back to this turn for the Malefit. They'll bring down Raven the once. The buyback hits. Fnatic use both of their supports to try and keep this action going. Jackal and Raven jump off the DJ. Trying to keep the escape from Raven coming. Raven trying to stand in the ground, talks with the stun. But the Rolling Thunder's back on BTM. Oh, Lord Drake, everyone's drawn well. Raven, he'll try to attempt to go with the damage from BTM. The swoop from Yuragi takes him down. Rolling Thunder over to the side. Yuragi still continues left. Finally, he falls. That's the Aegis gone. And Fnatic, they have to change control on the BZM. The Pavilion burns as well. None in the mark. Armel, he opts to back out. That's enough for now.
DJ? This is a...
He's running for the kill. They still have to back up. Armel's in with the remnants, but the Blade Fury's back up. Yuragi looks towards DJ, trying to chase him down. Armel won't let Yuragi pass him.
Mars back.
See if they can get the jump over onto Armel. There's jump over the squad focus BZM. He's in on top of him. Scanning the brawl below though. He heads out with these stuns. Controlling OG. Buff up. Armel to get another round. But the BKB at top. Armel will be able to walk out of the arena. Looks like that will be that for now. Both teams really committing for the fight there. Buyback from either side. Still up 5k here, OG, but we're seeing absolutely Fnatic. They may be down, but they're not going out without a fight.
Was that like a 2.5 minute fight or something? And that was 20,000 damage done from both sides. During that one, 9 squashbuckles, 4 defusals. Crazy fight. Very back and forth, couple buybacks coming into play.
Now it was sort of a team fight where OG, they didn't have the black hole back up yet, so next time round, that's sort of an extra thing to take into account that could be very difficult for Fnatic to deal with. They've got to be prepared for it.
Jabs was very clutch in this one. After having such an early...
great stuns.
Tough game, yeah, great stuns and also great immediately sniped the healing ward, always getting the stuns in the back lines, like scouting through the tree line as well. Really well played. Now he's got his level 15. He's also got that Wraith Pact finished up. It could be a different fight this time around.
Has of course got the Remnant at the ready. BKB up in 10 seconds. Tiger was looking for a chance to grab him. We'll hold back on the use of the ultimate. They're respecting Armel's reaction as Armel's out to the side. Step trying to control him as well, but backups in for Armel. They'll turn their attention towards the tier 2 tower instead down bottom. DJ is set up in the trees and does have Doom back online.
I like how Doom is just back up. I just felt like that fight just ended since it lasted so long.
Ask the DJ to make a move. Doesn't really want to try for this on his own. Yuragi is committing with the Blade Fury. It gets a +1 down here. It's actually going to get a +2. They're going to see if they can punish this. Jump forward for DJ. He's in with the stop. The move. They've caught Yuragi. The rest of OG's trying to get over to help out, but Yuragi goes down. He's out for a minute.
They tip Amar. Oh god, Fnatic.
I mean, Yuragi was definitely, he was putting it there,
so far.
committing, using the Blade Fury as well to stick around, keep hitting the tower. Fnatic, they were not going to let that pass.
I'm pretty surprised he stuck around that far, but we'll get punished, Fnatic. What do they make of it?
What you found,
40 seconds.
And Raven, top net worth now. BKB is going to be next on the shopping list for him. Very, very solid showing. And it's not easy for him. He's only died twice. This is a difficult Wraith King game.
He's got a lot of time now to build ahead, though, of the Jug while he's dead.
Radiant are scanning.
There's BKB into Ags from Armel as well. It's going to give him that extra ability to make sure that he can always sort of play at the distance but still be available to jump in at a moment's notice, can really sort of place the edge, avoid these huge teamfight ultimates that OG are going to try and catch him with.
They're trying for it bottom, it looks like. Armel.
There's the initiation with the Rolling Thunder. The jump forward from Tiger, it'll drop the black hole again.
They should have enough.
Each and every time we're seeing Tiger dropping this for the Ember, and it's absolutely worth it. This Ember Spirit from Armel, it could be deadly if he's allowed to jump freely around the team fight.
Look where he just died to, and look just north of where the Ember died. They just placed the ward right afterwards.
Oh,
They placed literally like 10 seconds before. He probably gets out. He's probably able to see the game coming, but what happens sometimes. I go with no hesitation because of the way that game pace is going, it's always going to be throwing the black hole, especially onto someone like Armel.
Under attack.
6k gold lead still for OG. Another Lincoln's finished up, so multiple ways now to block these Dooms.
Yeah, making DJ's life a little bit harder.
Yeah.
He will be able to commit in and sort of hold back on the Doom, wait for his teammates to off the Lincolns now because his BKB is done. So highly likely, unless he's sort of tanking a full Omni Slash, that he'll be able to survive that a little longer and still find the Doom opportunities, which he's been doing a great job about so far.
And they do have good ways to break those Lincolns as well, too. They have Soul Assumption. The double Soul Assumption that comes out from the 15 challenge, so could potentially just break it in one shot. They pretty much have to fight around the Doom cooldown, though. So it's back up. They know the black hole's down. I think right now is go time for Fnatic to look for something. At least get some aggressive vision down. Vision right now. All they have is defensive vision. They have no information on the side of OG's map.
Smoke time here for Fnatic. Of course, it is at the risk that it's into these ultimates from OG, the Thunder in the arena. But if they find anyone alone, Fnatic's pick-off potential is huge. They'll jump for set. Straight in with the chains. Try and blow them back with the Gale Force. But Raven's on top of him. The Shackles to control the Wraith King, but so much burst here from the back of the support of Fnatic. Seb goes down, and Fnatic, they'll be able to swing this top wave round and look for a chance at taking this tier 2 tower top.
Look at bottom. DJ's already set up with the ward.
Look at them. They're going to be able to get this jump on him, and of course that Omni Slash, nothing to save himself in that physical damage. Yuragi commits, gets the kill. DJ gone for 70 seconds.
So DJ was being so sneaky too. He was smoked from his smoke that was top, and he was setting up for this fight bottom, but OG was a read.
Yeah, I think that's the last time where he's ever get the jump. Once Yuragi from the trees behind the tier 2 tower, OG making sure that DJ's not able to play from those positions again.
Now they're thinking about poking high ground, but immediately back by Raven, they'll back away. And still keeping themselves at this net worth advantage. Even though Raven is farming well, they keep shutting down Armel. They know that they just need to black hole him every single one of the fights and stab him. He's still on the road to recovery.
There's the big purchase for Armel. Agony is done. Also did see as well that the skeleton pressure from Raven top meant that OG did respond with a fortification. So there is a chance of Fnatic taking a fight. They could look to move it quickly into some pressure on that top lane.
OG just going for tri-scaling, right? They have the Mars going for this type of scaling build. They have the Pango who's gone for the Aghanims with the Shield Crash talent at 15, Swashbuckle talent as well. All about damage coming from this Pango. Interesting approach, and now they have Black Hole.
Here we go. See how well Fnatic prepared for this one. Already there's going to be the jump forward. It's going to be Raven going in first, committing with the BKB. He's going to try and stand his ground against Yuragi and Amar. Yuragi already using Blade Fury to escape. Get themselves back to the edge of the fight. OG will simply want to jump back in, but at this point they're going to know that Fnatic will have responded. Everybody turning up. Sure, Raven, BKB on cooldown, but he still has the reincarnation, so it's a hard fight for OG to get into now. The Fnatic know their position, so they'll back away.
Yeah, Yuragi, no Omni. They wanted everything, I think, for that fight. Even though they have Black Hole, being a little heavy. As you said, OG content with farming. They don't want to walk into some high ground, especially as we said, they're going to this tri-core building.
Of course, there's a big pickup for Seb, as we've seen it so many times before from him in this major. You've got to watch out for these two-man shackles. Seb will find the angles.
It's going to be so much up to initiations. If Fnatic can start with the Doom, perhaps they can look to take advantage of the fights. But OG, if they don't get jumped on, OG is very likely to be the ones that just win the fight. Oh, and DD, it spawns bottom. Right when they're smoking.
They're going to be able to search for it as well, sweeping it down the river here at the 30-minute mark. There's a power rune at the ready. Ball's passed over to Yuragi. He'll have that ready to pop for the next Omni Slash.
They spotted DJ for a second there too. Taiga.
The lead in.
They force the BKB.
DJ, have to play it careful for the next 70 seconds. OG know that. More of a chance for them to commit. And they're going to be less about the threat of the Doom. Seb, you get it, Seb. Gonna try to catch. Good force to the side, and his tackle will still hit. This world kotl looking pretty dead here. He's gone. He's OG.
And it's right around Roche.
They'll take the tier 1 tower, and indeed Roshan at the ready. Has been spotted out by Japs. We'll see if Fnatic wants to try and take a fight 4v5. It's into all of these ultimates from OG. It's not easy.
It's 60 seconds, no kotl too. It's one of his diebacks from earlier. It's one of the better ones to deal with the least damage.
There's going to be any chance from like maybe Armel to get in and out with the speed of his remnants, with the Aghanims. He'll commit him to the BKB, look for the jump, but if he does so, he's got to be so prepared for Taiga to look for that opportunity to just lay down the black hole and keep the Roshan area covered.
Someone has to keep it disabled ready for the Enigma. Yes, look at him make the go.
Jab, he closes on the jab. He's in a whole lot of trouble here. As they'll remove the Visage on the equation. Down to 3 members now, Fnatic. Jump to the side, Raven, he's in, he takes that Tiger away. There's going to be a buyback jump forward. They get the 3-man start. DJ's hit on top, he got the 2 on the ball. The PCF for Yuragi has enough damage to take out the 2 of them. Standing his ground, there's the black hole. He's going to clip him onto the side. The spin did actually push him out, I think, here. Armel still able to walk for this, but Raven caught in the midst of it all. Will blink out to the side. They're being able to reposition quite nicely here, Fnatic. They have used the 2 buybacks, of course, for this from Jabs and DJ. But they had the 5 of them alive, and it's now actually in a position where OG, they're without BZM, and that was OG's ultimate. So Fnatic, they'll be able to move on here, knowing that OG won't actually be able to get in and finish that Roche quite yet.
Oh, a bit of that anti-synergy coming into play for sure. The spear comes out as the pull comes out, pulls him out of it. OG still lingering in the area, but 50 seconds, no BZM.
Dire's bottom tower.
That's a long 50 seconds.
I think he fake grenade broke it, right? He blink stomped to fake grenade the Lincoln, and they got the Doom, so really good play.
TMI is holding on to the BKB. Does have it if he feels threatened. They'll look towards Armel. Jabs trying to nuke Seb, but now Jabs is kind of caught in the front of this, in front of the 2 of them. Jump on again, DJ's in with the stun. They're in on the Juggernaut. Taiga trying to help out Yuragi. In burst though, puts the mantle star. The shackle there for Seb is caught both because catching Raven and DJ Raven and DJ go down. Seb, as I said, these blink shackle shots every single time he was catching 2 heroes. OG, they want to try to clean up more. They're trying to finish up on that. The BKB's up and get himself away from the mark, but Jabs left behind around the pit. He'll fall 3 dead on Fnatic.
What was cooldown in Reincarnation? What was it, like 1 second, I think, when he died? They got the perfect timing to be able to jump onto him.
With that sort of punch back there, OG able to do it 4 versus 5. It's now Fnatic in a situation where there's 3 dead. OG, if they want to, they should be able to head back into the pit. And with only Armel and Johnwell alive, very little that Fnatic can do to contest this time round.
Yeah, gosh, I mean, that kill for it keeps putting them completely out of position. How long on Ravens? I don't get to get the cooldown, because look at the top, ready? I think he's going to die, and immediately the reincarnate comes up right afterwards, ready? I think it was right afterwards. 1 second.
Oh my goodness.
Boom, and he died.
You don't get closer than that. Oh, that's got to feel bad there for Raven. And honestly, if he comes back with a second, like, he might have had a chance to turn. You can see it. He knew how close it was to him being able to have a second shot at that fight.
I actually thought that it was coming up, because I was like, wait, how did he die? I was thinking, I thought it had ticked down. That was the longest second of his life. DD now spawning bottom, OG, big momentum swing.
They've got that Aegis now in the hands of Yuragi.
And look at this, Amar. He's got the Ag in it. It's one of my favorite Ags that we never get to see enough, in my opinion. It's a good Ags, I swear.
Let's see what OG's going to be able to do with these moments of having the Aegis. See how well Fnatic can hold the high ground. We've seen sort of Fnatic scripts have been when they found the chance to get the surprise jump on OG. something that's very difficult to do when OG's going to be coming at your face as a full 5-man push.
It's gonna get harder and harder for them to get these jumps though. Like we said, they have the fake grenade for the Lincolns from the Doom, but now how many Lincolns are there? 3 of them. So they have to go through so many of them. That's gonna be very problematic. I still think they're building up for a couple different things to be able to do so to go through them, but yeah, it's still gonna be super difficult. And I think, what, is Steph building one too? Okay, Steph is building a loaded. So either way, it's going to continue to be really hard for DJ. And it does feel like a lot of that pressure is on him to be able to catch these clutch Dooms.
I think on DJ, just got to get the catch set up on Armel to make sure he can keep these side lanes shoved down, make it harder and harder for OG to find themselves in a position where they're ready to go as a full 5 at Fnatic.
It's so scary when you do this too. Just because of how good Evan has been with his shackles this game and throughout the tournament, Armel always has to have this defensive remnant down. And BKB Enigma soon going to be coming out too, so another thing that they won't have a solution for, besides just these Lincolns. The game feels like it's starting to get a lot more difficult for Fnatic.
Tiger has never been one to hold back on dropping a black hole for Armel. He'll get him with the Malefice. There it is again.
Here comes BZM.
Straight away, Tiger making sure they have the opening. The ball rolling. They're going to get the BKB off. They didn't have enough damage. Ooh, a great escape there from Armel. Getting out just in time there. I mean, it looked like they'd have enough lockdown and damage, but they did not. And he's got a lot of HP, 2700. It's enough. He's back to base, and he'll be ready to join the rest of Fnatic for this defense. And that's the black hole got. An excellent tank there from Armel, reducing and removing one of the ultimates that OG would love to push with.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Push. Look at it. So address that BCM. Over. Near level 25 now on this Tango. A couple level 25s actually. We have 24 and 4 level 23s already.
And we'll see BZM with his build, getting the basher in, so he's got that potential extra bit of stun. Could trip up someone like Armel when they're going for those split push plays.
Gotta go for all these different items when you have the talent at 15 as well. It's gonna change. It's gonna stun people in the fight. It's gonna be total chaos. As yeah. Now Fnatic is getting stuck in their base, really starting to get out far. And that tricore that OG has been building themselves for is pretty much fully online, and they have the BKB Enigma soon.
Another tier 2 taken, OG can get ready to push for more. A minute and a half left on Yuragi's Aegis. So they can get done with this.
Oh, Shiva's for Armel. Wanting some armor, I guess, too.
The Bird's in a bit of trouble. Don't know if on one of them, but one of them will fall.
They should get the second. Re-summoned by jabs.
It's a hard lineup to push into. Good amounts of spam here thanks to the call.
The gradual push. Now they're going to throw all the Lincolns onto him, throw all 3.
Yuragi continuing to push on here. Play Fury at the ready. It's half of the tower taken. 30 seconds until black hole, and then at that point, the defense becomes even harder. It's Tiger likely to look for opportunities to blink up to the high ground and set up with the ultimate.
And they can't run with Gale Force as well, too. Lots of different things that can just keep them in the fight. Kind of stuck with Fnatic does. Step outside too far. And yeah, stuck in the base they are. BZM now, 25, starting to get tier 4 neutral items. The Timeless Relic and the Spell Prism, 2 of the better ones they could have gotten, I feel.
See what they go for next here. Smoke. At the same time, of course, the Aegis will be expiring.
Fnatic will find themselves a Timeless Relic as well, so I think Arnell will be quite happy with that one.
So they can catch outside of the base at the moment. DJ, Armel, John well outside of the base right now for Fnatic.
They know they're lingering down here.
If they can find DJ. It's hard here with the nighttime, and DJ keeping himself close to the tree line.
They're getting quite surrounded right now. Fnatic all meeting up though. What's it gonna be? They spot familiars, they see the Manta. Well, the team's aware now.
Want to make a jump to the force out the BKB. Very quick in reaction there from Amar.
He gets rid of the vision though with Gem.
And much harder for Fnatic to make another move like that.
Scary for them to go toward this high ground.
As the BKB Tiger.
No way to cancel this.
We'll show for a second. OG, they are ready for this fight. The question is if Fnatic want to continue to try and take it. They're outside of their base, far out in the bottom lane.
I guess I shouldn't say no way to cancel. They do have Doom to cancel Black Hole, but that's very unlikely situation. They have to just kind of find Taiga and get information of where he is. And do what they did the last time. If they can get that instant blink stun from Raven and just commit onto him before he's able to get it, that could be a decent way for them to address this enigma. But if they just sit back, Taiga's gonna get the Black Hole.
Fnatic's still going for this, but she's right towards the mid. OG might not expect it. Taiga tried. He's gonna get the BKB off in time.
It's a good attempt.
And now Raven, he's gonna be turned upon. BZM turns towards him over to the side. Both jabs and his birds getting trapped by Amar. If there's any help for jabs, Remnant's been set down. They can get jabs out of this. The familiar freeze someone, but jabs he'll fall. Armel still gonna jump in to look towards Seth, but now he's got to back away. Jabs gone. There's nobody else to fight alongside Armel, so they'll look for the retreat. Amelia's going down against it. More money into the hands of OG.
They tried to go for BCM on the south side because his Rolling Thunder was used, but they couldn't. And the thing is now too, the Rolling Thunder is pretty much gonna be up every 5 seconds or so. Well, not 5 seconds, I shouldn't say, but it's got such a quick cooldown with that spell prism and level 25 that take back up. OG, they can look to fight again. Fnatic. 50 seconds, no Visage, and even when he comes back up, he doesn't have familiars either.
That's gonna be a fair bit of time until jabs is really able to have that impact again in a team fight.
They're just getting more and more outscaled.
They're getting very, very farmed. 18k lead here for OG and growing with every moment.
They try Core plus an Enigma. Taiga now using Ninja Gear so he can position himself so he can't get jumped like he just did. All kinds of time in his bag.
Armel,
see somebody? Armel?
Oh, the shackle point latch. So we'll give a bit of a window for Armel to get out with the Remnant.
That was scary.
If that connects there, highly likely that OG would have had to follow to keep him locked down.
And well, TP out. Taiga continue to swing across the map with this Ninja Gear looking for something.
And DJ trying to find as much as he can get from this bottom half, knowing that OG is elsewhere towards the mid lane. Armel start to step out. See if they can get any sort of jump on one another.
Ooh, the Shiva's
going to catch Tiger in the trees. They know that OG's positioning themselves from this angle.
Armel has also hit level 25. Remnants aplenty. OG just keeps it looks similar to what we saw a bit of the last game where or last series when it just like the constant swings back and forth from ancients to jungle, because you know Fnatic, they're tripling trying to find any type of farm. OG just continue to limit it though.
Not being afraid to really go forward, but there's Tiger with the jump. It's into the black hole, they're locking him down. This time round they'll have the damage. Armel's gone.
All it takes is 1 second.
Tiger really being the bane of Armel's existence this game, each and every time, getting that catch, and indeed this time round at this point, very easy for OG to find the damage and kill off Armel doing that black hole.
Roche will be a long respawn. A bit fortunate there for Fnatic. They're gonna have to smoke and check it out though. They're not aware of the timer.
I know there's no black hole.
Mark.
DJ, so Jabs is going to get seen around the mid. DJ still smoked up with the rest of them. Going to start moving towards Jabs. Jabs starting to make the monster side. That's going to get Fnatic up. Going to get jumped with the backline to get the dude down. Onto BZM. The Tiger will fall. Buyback comes in from BZM. They've lost the Enigma as well. 2 good kills here for Fnatic.
Raven.
See if they can get to Raven in time. They're coming in with the buyback. They want to try and help out Raven over to the side. Armel jumping away. Raven, he will fall a second time. Yuragi's able to commit. Take him out. Armel, he's got to be careful. Downing his last 3 rounds. He's in with his shackle. Armel's gone. He's out for 2 minutes. There's no cleanup for him to do here. He's got to run, but OG, they'll chase him down. Bash is there. As OG, they'll take the team fight yet again. They tried their best with those buybacks. A dieback from Armel. They couldn't turn the fight. OG continue to grow their lead.
Fnatic, I mean, they kind of had to do this move. They don't know that the Roche isn't up, so they have to try to commit there, because if OG gets a Roche, the game just ends. So, attempt for a fight, but only an attempt it is. They buy BZM, but he just quickly buys back afterwards, and then OG just quickly collapses on Raven.
Straight down the mid now from OG. They know that there's no buyback from Armel. Out for 90 still. Raven and Jad, they have got theirs. They'll at least, well, looks of it, let the mid set of racks go.
All 3 lanes being pushed in, though.
OG's almost certainly going to go for more here.
Amar's going to set up on tier 4. He's got the bulwark with Yags.
So full set tanning out as well, Amar. There'll be a buyback from Raven.
Oh, look at it go.
They're going to need more buybacks to come in. Jabs, he's still up for 30.
Amar, he's been waiting for this moment the entire game.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Slowly
attack.
taking down these two tier 4s. There's the extra buyback here. Over to the side, Raven. He's headed out, but he's been caught. He's been caught. They've put the lockdown with the stance. He's in trouble. He's going to get the reincarnation here this time around, having lost mana for a second life. He's put to the back. Maybe they make it in the back. Into the abyssal. The lockdown Raven down. He needs help for the rest of the team, but another back. And Raven down. GG, it's called OG. Will make this game one.
Took them some time, but this one was a pretty damn good showing.